Manifesting money with black magic is way easier than using light magic. So let's get right into it, okay? You, on average, live on the third or fourth dimension of reality. Third dimension being the material universe, fourth dimension being time and like possibilities, options that are going to play out. Now, money is a man-made construct, okay? But before I even get into that, what you're doing, what 99% of people are doing, is that they deify money. So they put money above themselves, thinking that it's a construct of the cosmos itself. So the average person puts money at a 4D to 6D level. So it's basically a god. They have to somehow appease the deity so that a deity showers them with money coming downward, or they have to do something to be in alignment with the consciousness of money because the consciousness of money is not already within them. They always put it on a pedestal, which makes it harder to attain over time. The moment you put money on a pedestal, you incorporate time, and then you're going to naturally incorporate space as a byproduct of it. But remember, I told you that money is a man-made construct. So it's not actually 4D to 6D. It's actually a 1D, 2D creation that we all collectively accepted and allowed to manifest into the physical world. If you do it the black magic route, you're going downward. So you're saying at 2D, money is just a collection of waves that we agree upon, that then once you understand what the waves are, it has to collapse into your physical reality. Or that it's 1D, so you just have to make a choice and then let the money come to you. So a lot of times people are like, hey, I want to have this particular experience. I want to go on a vacation, right? Universe, show me how to make that vacation happen. And then somehow money just randomly starts coming to them. The average person that doesn't understand the dynamics of reality are going to say, oh, I prayed to God and then God showered me with money, which I'm not saying that's wrong. Sometimes that does actually work, but you'll notice that it takes longer. You have to jump through more hoops to basically make the thing happen, versus some people say, hey, I want to go on this vacation. And then suddenly like someone calls you and says, hey, I have a free ticket. Do you want to come with me on a vacation? Or, hey, like there's this great sale that's happening. You suddenly stop making money a deified form and you start making yourself be deified above money. Whenever you deify money and you see money at a higher vibration than you are, okay, that's what mostly everyone's saying. Like, I don't have money, therefore I don't have a high enough vibration to be blessed with money. That's what the average person ends up doing. And when you do this, what you're actually doing is reverse demonology. Because whenever you deify money, you actually start summoning this vibration called Mammon. And Mammon means money, but it is actually the demon of money. And then this will lead you eventually into greed. And once you're inside of greed starts blocking your third eye chakra, and it creates this cyclical nature. It always keeps you underneath the sixth dimension, trying to jump hoops to figure out how you can actually manifest more money. Now, if you stop freaking out and making basically a money god above you and doing like reverse demonology, and you say, you know what? Money is a man-made construct. It's a bunch of waves that we agreed upon. Those waves are freely accessible to everyone. I no longer put money above me. I am now above money itself. Money flows to me based off of my intentions. Now, just because you want a ton of money, black magic is not going to bring you a ton of money just because you feel like it. Money is going to come based off of what empowers you. So if going on the vacation empowers you, money's going to collapse to your favor so that you have it. If you are seeing yourself as a specific identity who wears a specific level of clothing or lives in a specific area or whatever, when you use black magic, those waves are going to collapse into your reality, right? And you can technically manifest money from both angles, right? Depending on the project. But whenever you manifest money from a higher dimensional plane, what you're doing is you're trying to say, I am worthy of this money. Black magic says, it doesn't matter whether or not you're worthy, it's whether or not does the money have a place to go, right? The money is basically a container. So when you're using black magic, you're saying, okay, I want to take the money from 2D and I want to put it into 3D. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these waves and I'm going to, get the house, or I'm going to go on the vacation or whatever, because the money is only going to move its energy into the next available empowering space. So like you can't even ask for money from Black Magic saying, hey, oh my God, I need to pay my bills. Oh my God, I'm struggling with money, because the containers are not going to match. They're not going to be able to fill each other in because you're coming from a place of lack. Remember that Black Magic is all about invincibility. It's about becoming indestructible. So all of your choices have to come from that place. It has to be like, okay, I know that I become invincible when I have a specific house. Therefore, I'm going to use Black Magic to manifest that into my reality, right? Now, another massive misconception is people believe that because you're using Black Magic to manifest money, that it's taking it away from somebody else. It's not actually. There's such a huge abundance of money that you're not aware of. Like every day, the world does a ton of transactions and money circulates. You don't take money from anyone. Money literally circulates, okay? You go to work, you end up making a certain amount of money, then you go to the store, you exchange that money for something, that money then goes back into the system and buys more stuff that then eventually comes back to you in some other way, and you repeat the process over and over and over again. So like the scarcity mindset that usually comes with this higher vibrational thinking doesn't actually exist. A lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want to manifest more money because then there's going to be less money for other people. The only reason why people don't collect more money is their consciousness awareness of how the dynamics of money work. It's not your consciousness level that determines whether or not you have more money or less money, because I know plenty of stupid people with a ton of money, plenty of people who do not have a high consciousness, and they still have probably more money than you and I, okay? So like, it's not about being a higher vibration to attract money or even smarter to attract money or higher consciousness. It's basically just understanding how the framework of reality works, right? So there's nothing in reality that says you can't manifest money using Black Magic. There's nothing in reality saying you can't manifest any money using white magic. And there's no rule that says you can't use both or another vibration in between there to manifest money. It's just whether or not you see the patterns available to you and then you take action on them. Now, here's a massive catch with Black Magic. Black Magic does not care about your feelings. It doesn't even care about you. It just cares about aligning itself with more invincibility, more power, and more like structure, like a mass of some sort, right? So you can't pray to Black Magic or the deities of Black Magic and be like, send me money, because they don't want to be associated with you at all. They don't even want to help you because you won't even help yourself, right? If you come towards Black Magic and you're like, you know what? Money is just this vibration. It's just a bunch of waves. So like, I'm not going to pray to money. I'm not going to like wish for money. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to command money into my reality. And I'm moving this etheric container into a physical container. The container has to be defined. You can't just be like, I just want money just so I can have an experience. The money is not going to move that way in Black Magic. I want to have this experience, and I've already purchased this experience. So make it happen. And you have to have that level of conviction and knowing that it's going to actually play out so that the money actually starts making the moves and transfers into your higher reality. Versus what most people end up doing, they pray for money, they pray, please, please, please. And then with this process up here, when you try to use the higher dimensions to manifest money, you have a lot of like consciousness rearranging, right? Like, oh, you've always been worthy of having money. Oh, this one limitation on money that you're experiencing comes from when you were age 7 and people told you couldn't have whatever. This whole route going upwards is a ton of healing. Like, it's a lot of realizations, there's a ton of healing. Yes, over time and space, you will end up manifesting more money, larger sums of money, long-term money, because you're actually dealing with the root cause of your issues that then cause an imbalance when it comes to funds, basically. When you go down towards Black Magic, there's no healing required. There's no realization internally of like, this is where my money block comes from. It's just whether or not, do you understand the rules of reality, and are you going to use those rules of reality to get what you want? So now that you know this whole entire dynamic framework, first thing you got to do is you have to identify where you are deifying money, because wherever you're deifying money, you're already interacting with the demon of money called Mammon, and he loves to keep you in a state of greed. Rather, that means you have lack, and that's why you feel like people are greedy, or like you need to be greedy to get whatever you want. And if you are a greedy person, you're already being affected by this demon without realizing it. So first thing is realizing, where is Mammon in my reality? You may or may not have Mammon in your reality. This could be like, oh, you believe that, you know, you have to do hustle grind culture, or maybe you have to, you know, do something unethical to get to the next state, or oh my God, money has always been a problem for you, so you know, have always put it in that pedestal. Identify where. It can be in one area of reality, it can be in multiple areas of reality, but once you identify where it is, put that underneath you. Don't put it above you spatially. Okay. So sometimes what I tell people to do is like feel above you for where that lack of money is. And once you identify where it is, you grab it and then you pull it down until it's underneath your feet. And once you're able to do that, you're going to literally feel an energetic shift happen inside of you, and you're going to see money come to you. Money itself as a consciousness doesn't care about anybody, okay? Even if we take away this vibration of Mammon, the demon of money, if we just look at different spirits of money, whether it's Fortuna, whether it's nymphs, whether it's voodoo gods, whatever, any deity associated with money only wants to be associated with other monies, right? So the goddesses of luxury and riches and wealth only really want to be associated with people who are luxurious, rich, and wealthy, okay? Like attracts like. This is a common thing in the law of attraction, right? Like you end up becoming what you are in alignment with, right? So a lot of times people will spend time, even if we cross out Mammon and we say, okay, like this person is praying to another deity of money, that deity of money only gives you what you can experience because your alignment with that deity, okay? So like I had to be really aligned with a specific goddess to get a payout from that goddess. That's why you have to do rituals and you have to do all these different things. Versus in black magic, you just simply understand that everything has a hierarchy. Money has a hierarchy. Money changes forms. Money changes from being electronic to being physical to being crypto to being assets to being gold to being a house to being a car, right? To being a business. So money itself has no real form. It's only the idea in which we collapse the waves together to create an experience in the third dimension that says, okay, this is wealth, this is abundance, right? The other crazy thing is like money and wealth are at different levels of capacity and reality. So what I mean by that is like some people are cash poor, but asset rich, okay? So they don't have a lot of money in their bank account, but they have a lot of property all around the world where they get dividends from, right? So money isn't always having your bank account filled with $1 million. It can be you having a portfolio or access to $1 million. And a lot of times people don't even see that because they're still focused on this limited perception on greed that if I don't have a specific number in my bank account, if I'm not experiencing a very specific lifestyle, then I must not be rich or in alignment with that. So then real shamans, dark magicians don't freak out about money because they understand that this changes form. Doesn't matter what reality you go into or what industry you go into. Sometimes money is a favor. Sometimes money is a trade. Sometimes money is, networking. Sometimes money is something else, right? So once you see that money can change different forms, that's what black magic is really good at. It shows you that money can be any of these things and then some because of infinity, okay? Where light magic usually tells you, okay, you need money to move forward, or money's evil, or money's been a problem, or only the elites use money to control people. Well, you know what? There's rich people that are positive and doing great things for the world, and then there's shitty rich people who are not doing anything positive for the world because the universe has to maintain balance, okay? So like positive and negative. It has to always maintain balance. The only reason why you don't see balance is because the people who have money end up doing like this manipulation. This manipulation right here where you end up seeing more negative being done with money than the positive. But in all reality, both of them are equal. It's just whether or not you're able to perceive it with the law of attraction or manifest its observance in your reality through the observer effect and your reticular activating system. Now, what I'm giving you is the science behind it, right? This is actually me telling you this is years of practicing manifesting large amounts of money with black magic. And the only difference was I no longer was like, oh my God, I need money. Bring me money. I stopped doing that. I was like, you know what? Money's a fucking tool. Like, money is a tool. And it's below my consciousness level, because if humans created money and I am in a human experience, that means I can create money by simply dictating where that's gonna be put into my reality. So I want this project to be done, make it happen, right? And that's literally all I end up doing. That's what every massive manipulator of black magic ends up doing, is the same thing. And then they always somehow convince reality to keep recycling the cash. So, you know, help me build this project. As you help me build this project universe, then I'm going to expand it so that it helps more people, or I'm going to expand it so it manipulates more minds, or I'm going to expand it so it makes a bigger echo in my reality, and for whatever reason, positive or negative. And then that container, if the container keeps growing like a black hole, more money is going to keep coming to it. But then there's always like the catch-22. If you're messing around with money with black magic, you need to be more attentive, right? You have to be able to pick up when people want to swindle you out of that money. You have to actually gain knowledge, right? You're not being forced to evolve or ascend with black magic to manifest money, but you're going to want to learn how to read the room when you're practicing black magic, because you'll eventually run into other people who are using the same techniques as you, and they're going to want to take your money container and put it into theirs. And then they don't care how they're willing to do it. There's so many different levels of black magicians. Some of them are super ruthless. Other ones are super chill. And someone will co-create with you if they want. But this eventually will become a thing where you run into this dynamic and this ecosystem, and it could destroy you. You could make a bunch of money, and if you don't learn how to read the moon, you're gonna just lose that money super fast as well. Versus when you do a lot of this like higher vibrational stuff, it's a lot of internal work, but still, even doing the internal work doesn't guarantee that you won't get swindled out of your money if you don't become conscious. So like the neutral factor on both ends is being able to read the room. Now, if you want material stuff, use black magic. It's much easier to attract what you're looking for, because it's only caring about whether or not you're deifying money or not. And this is where shamans who really know how to manifest money for people like myself, like I can manifest $1 million contracts, like multiple $1 million contracts for clients that I work with, is because I don't longer pray. I don't pray for money for my client. I don't do that. I just say, okay, my client is here. The dynamics of reality says that money is a 2D, 1D creation. So let's rearrange the waves at a 2D creation so that it collapses at a 3D. And then this person gets the money quickly, right? Like that. All we're doing is we're rearranging the blueprint. We're not trying to heal or change the story or doing anything. There's a specific vibrational frequency that's there that can be eliminated or rearranged if you understand how it works. Don't forget to grab the Antojai Quantum Reiki Tarot. Links are going to be in the descriptions below. This also helps you navigate black magic, manipulate it, and then read it so that you can do the best that you can with it. This is a deck that allows you to use both black magic, light magic, and everything in between. It's a spell book, oracle deck, and tarot all at the same time. It's the last tarot you're ever going to need in your life. You can grab it on Etsy and on Amazon in the links below. Let me know how you felt about this. Does this make sense? Do you still need more of a tutorial? I do have a course on black magic that I'm redoing, but if you're interested in it, you can join the wait list. Yeah, this is basically the science behind it, okay? Stop putting money above you, put it below you. Understand that money has to obey you. And then once you can manipulate money in that way, Mammon becomes the thing that has to answer your name whenever, right? The demons, the consciousness, the gods of money will respond to you because you are at their level or above. All right, send you all the love. Antojai, subscribe.